What a beautiful day. Got hooked up. Ooh, those are actually holding air, surprisingly. Let's see what we got over here, Code. It's been sitting since 2014.
That's not that long.
Ain't major long.
Or was it before that?
2001.
No, where?
At the welding shop. Or no, it was at David's welding shop. Okay, she was sunk in here. We had to just take the skid steer and bump it out, and then she had a block or two here. We just jumped over that, bumped that free. And there she is. Yale, 4-cylinder propane engine. I think it's got a Continental, I think, in it, Cody.
It's a flathead Ford.
So that's cool. Let's get a little looky here.
I couldn't believe how clean the oil was.
Yeah, propane engines are clean burning, boy. Okay, I'm gonna do a little driving home with Vic's here style little review of this forklift, give you the backstory on it. Now, my family had a welding shop. It was called Woozy Welding in Schenectady, very well known in the area, and they had all kinds of equipment over there. And my father, when they got rid of the business, I had an uncle pass away, and then the business kind of shrunk down, and they got rid of some of the equipment. My father wanted to keep this forklift. It was this propane-powered forklift. Now, my father, I don't know if you guys, maybe the new subscribers, they don't know this, but my father has passed away too, 2013. And it's like this little, like a little rash on your skin, you know. I can hear him going, don't get rid of the fork. Well, he did tell me at one point, don't ever get rid of the forklift. Keep it. When you build a garage or something, you keep it in there. Well, I don't know how many years been gone by here. I mean, it's, what, 6-7 years my father's been gone now. The Vic's yard, we still have a building over there. And obviously you guys see I got other equipment going. And we have forklift capabilities and lifting capabilities with other equipment. So you see, I had cousin Cody. We made a little deal here. He would be able to utilize it, get it running and utilize this forklift and use it. So, thinking of the family, that my father would love that. So, and I just made this decision this year to, if it ain't running, get rid of it, or try to do something with it, or give it to someone that could use it. Pass it forward. Because everything that just sits around just goes, you might as well just let the earth take it back, you know what I mean? So that's what I'm on that agenda here for 2020, to try to get things moving and, kind of let things go, So I do have that little, like this little bird over my shoulder going, don't get rid of, certain items here. And it was, it is tough for me. I don't know if you guys ever been in this situation, but, when they're not here, when these people are not here, you still hear them, and like a little bird over your shoulder. So you move on. You got to move on with certain little things, and this is one of probably a good dozen items here. Okay, but it's going in the right hands. You see it. Cousin Cody got it running. I'm really happy about that. Give me a little twirl. Oh, and we just measured it, 9 feet all the way up. Whoa, whoa.
Are the extension cords over?
Got power steering. He's gonna send it. Whoa! Turning radius is pretty good. Should be able to make a nice little.
That's gonna be enemy.
Yeah. Go straight.
Off the edge.
No, you didn't.
Back on.
Oh, come on now. What happened? Went off?
Something like that.
So now back to the story of the family of the welding shop. So in the welding shop, there was a little division that my uncle had. It was they would process these. I believe they were the protective. You ever see that molding on the side of some cars? They like get stuck on there. If someone opens their door, it hits the molding. Well, there was this company called Campbell Plastics in Schenectady, and what they would do, I don't know what the process was. Listen, I'm like a 10-year-old kid when this was, so I'm going off a 10-year-old mind, remembering. This is from when I was 10, 12 years old, okay? It was when I got rid of the welding shop, I was 12. So this is this is pretty amazing, first off, that I can bring this up in my brain. So they had these machines. My uncle made this special little tool, and I think it had a foot pedal or something. You hit it with your arm, and they would take a torch, and it was a little on the back of this piece of plastic. They would have to remove this little strip of aluminum, and they would stick it under this little thing. Or what was the process? The process where they took a torch, they heat the thing, it would loosen up the rubber or the glue on this little piece of aluminum, and they would take like a putty knife and stick it under there, and then they would take the little thing on the plastic and stick it underneath this little tab on an electric motor. Like, this is all engineering that my father, my uncle, and the guys at the shop would come up with, and it would spin and make a little tight roll of aluminum. And then you pull that off and you do the next one, and then the next person down the line, and they would do pallets worth of this stuff. I remember it. And they actually had their own little dumpster. I think my uncle or whoever made this thing, and they would fill this dumpster with all these little aluminum things. So I remember like a 20 or 30 yarder behind the building full of all these little curly Q things of aluminum. It was pretty cool seeing that. So then we would load up a flatbed, go make a delivery down there to Campbell Plastics. It's over near, if you guys are in Schenectady and you're watching this video, over near the mall, Campbell Road, I believe it was, behind Old Brick. There's a little hill that goes down in the back, and one of our friends actually owns the property. I think this guy Bob owns it now, but they demoed the building, and it's just like a big concrete slab, and I believe that's where the Campbell Plastics was. And that's where my father used to let me drive the truck around, the medium-sized straight job. I'd drive around the building and then, get my time in. Keep in mind, I was only 10 or 12 years old doing this. So the forklift, back to the forklift, was the forklift they used in this warehouse in the back behind the welding shop, and they would move all these pallets around. So that's, as a child, that's what I see these guys run it. So it's funny, when Cody fires this thing up, the smell of it, I know the smell of that machine from way back. I go, oh my God. So you're bringing back all these childhood memories. And the starter, that starter makes a certain little
Talk about it and do a startup.
Ooh. Well, it actually started better well, you got to turn the fuel on.
It was on. I told you that was a good start before.
It went boom, boom. Did we freeze it?
No. No, because it was running for a while.
I had that burned in my head, so it's kind of crazy to hear that sound again. It's like, it's pretty cool. I don't know. It's awesome. To me, it's great. I'm glad he can utilize it and run it. And we made a deal here. He did some work, and we kind of traded it. And you know, it's still around. You know, it's up and running. Thank God. You know, it's pretty cool. So I'm happy about that. All right, enough of my yapping. Good story. Okay, give me the lowdown, killer.
What's that?
Give me the lowdown. What you did to get it running.
Let's put this up. Turn that gas off, Phil.
Okay, I'm coming around Rosie.
New alternator, new battery.
New battery goes in the door here. Cool.
Rewired it.
Rewired.
Whole loom. We've got a new mechanical temp sensor, mechanical
Wait, get the light back there. Oh, I see it. You put it right in the head.
temp sensor. Yeah, just a generic temp sensor kit.
What's that one down there?
Mechanical for the oil.
Oil. And what'd you do with the
Rewired everything.
sparks?
Uh,
You soaked the engine though first, right?
yeah, soaked for a day.
A day.
Probably
Pull the spark plug, soak the engine down, and then what you do?
quite a
Hand
bit of
crank it?
oil in the cylinder. Everything online was saying that the rotor turns clockwise. Distributor rotor turns clockwise. You know, what little sources there are online, they were saying everything turns clockwise. Turns out it turns counterclockwise, so
For timing.
yeah, for the rotor inside the distributor.
Uh-huh.
So had the firing order wrong. Once I got it right, started right up.
Beautiful. Okay, let's go to the propane side. What was this, a relief valve here?
I think that's what they call it, pressure relief valve.
Yeah. New
I think
hose,
it's
because I was shot.
300 pounds. There's a spring inside of it, and it releases the excessive pressure.
Okay.
New supply line.
Yeah.
They had some cheapies, but you know, it's not under low pressure like your gas grill. This is like 300 pounds, I think. Over 150, I believe.
Okay. Then you modified the dash, kept the hours.
50 hours, just a cheapy Triple H set from the parts store.
Modified it and put it right into the dash. I like that idea. Then you can keep track of
I
everything.
wasn't gonna wire the lights up, but I figured, you know,
Yeah, that's cool.
while I'm there, might as well.
Yeah, you did a nice job there
See,
with
look,
that.
it's heat sinking now. It's up to like 140.
Yeah, he's figuring out that it
150.
ain't warming up. It might have no thermostat in it.
Yeah, well, the regulator right here. Can you see the regulator?
Yep.
The regulator is warmed by coolant because the LP wants to freeze the regulator.
That's what those two lines are right there. Those are two
they
coolant
keep,
lines.
Yeah, they keep the regulator warm.
And it warms this, and that's the line that feeds to the carburetor.
So the LP's trying to cool the engine coolant down, and then if we don't have a thermostat in it too, and it's always circulating, then the engine might not ever get up to temp.
Yeah, so when you turn it off,
When it's running, it stays at like, that needle doesn't even come off the bottom of the gauge. It'll stay at 130.
So it is coming up a little bit right now.
But only when you turn it off and let it heat sink. If I start it up, watch, I start it up, it'll go right back down
Make
to
sure I'm in
130.
view. Go ahead. Oh. I did turn the fuel off.
Probably like a minute with that off.
Pretty smooth though. Type G, is that the model? Go ahead.
Can
ahead.
you see that light on?
Oh, I see. Beautiful.
G51C040NADOD071. That was the model number.
Oh, I wonder if that 71 is the year.
Possibly.
That could be the year. This could be a 71.
It's definitely mid 60s or early 70s.
Yeah.
And the serial number is, looks like a P or an R. P or R 219711. 6850 weight. Type G.
Is that the truck? That's what this weighs. 1,600
Yes,
pounds.
his approximate weight, 6850.
Yeah.
Type G. And then, where's that load capacity? I remember you seen it.
Where was that? Right here.
It was like
What does that say?
4,000.
Load.
Right here. Max capacity pound, 4,000.